Both of them, anyone can win. Carla Gilbert's gone. She's not here. Where she is sitting next to us. As we look at this start list, Munro, Warlock, Colley, Sheedy, Marshall. Marshall just back from overseas. Baidup's been here before and won it. Amanda White's on a roll after that great victory yesterday and again today. Holmes has just won the ski race. Rolex will give herself a chance. There's no doubt about that. And then Christy Cameron has already picked up a couple of gold medals as well. It really is absolutely wide open because the Queen is now the Queen of commentary. Carla Gilbert, who's your tip?
My tip is Christy Cameron, only solely because she's on fire today. She came second in the board race, won the swim, has been doing well in the team events all weekend, and she won the Kellogg's Nutrigrain series. So I think she's going to, if she has luck on her side, she's going to get there. But I think it's going to be told in this first start in the ski league because it's just, the waves are just everywhere, and you can get hammered and be here for 5 minutes, you know, and not get out. So
gold and silver already, and we've seen her husband-to-be pick up a gold medal. It's been a great family day for them. Guy Andrews, quick tip from you.
Well, you can't really go past Crystal Smith for my money. She's swimming fantastically. As an outsider, of course, Christy Cameron is actually flying today.
They're in the starters' hands. 6 competitors from Northcliffe, by the way. We'll ID them for you with their various craft colours in these first 2 leagues. It is ski, board, swim, and there's some great swimmers in this field, but what you've got to do is make sure you're close enough after these 2 craft leagues. It really could. This is a position where you could lose the race right here.
You could see a winning break here, although, you know, with surf anything can happen. But this first initial part of this ski league, when they get onto this bank, this is where it's really going to happen. It's quite a heavy break here, and you know, it's quite uneven too in parts.
Yeah, probably unlikely to win it here, Guy, but you could certainly lose it here. If you get smashed, wind up losing your ski, you have to go back to the beach to get it. We've already seen one ski completely lost.
Oh, no.
And that is Munro down, former champion. Munro is gone under.
Munro had
Someone
bad luck
getting out on the right
in the ski race as well, and again a bad alley. It's really heavy there. You see her getting smashed.
And that's Crystal Smith making her way out. So Crystal Smith is the one making her way out, but a couple of skis have been lost. We'll just check out who it is that's coming all the way back. Is that Munro?
It is, yeah. It is, yeah.
Yeah, so it's definitely that one that we saw her get hit, but the ski itself has been washed all the way back to the beach. She's picking it up now.
Just bring Colley on screen.
And she's going to find herself, well, at least 200 metres behind.
Well, that's just bad luck.
You really are at the mercy of the ocean here with the draw. I mean, she's in fantastic form and she's finding herself swimming back. You see Hayley Baitup on screen there. She's had a strong start. Most of the field are out reasonably clean.
But it's Baitup leading from Colley and then Smith. Now, there she is, trying to get back up on that ski and then loses it.
So Munro get hit here again. In a very bad position. She's not on the ski, it's over the falls backwards.
Yep, and the ski all the way back to the beach. And of course, you've got to swim back while throwing a paddle in front of you as well. But Hayley Baitup making every poster winner at the moment. And of course, she's going into her best leg after this, the board.
That's right. She's a fantastic ski paddler, loves the surf, and she's great on the board. What she'll be trying to do is get a nice handy lead for the swim leg. That's her weakest leg.
So it's Baitup. Smith now getting herself into second position, I think. Yes, she is. Baitup from Smith, and then just behind them on that sort of orangey coloured ski is Colley. Let's get out to our man amongst it, Jimmy Wagga.
Hayley Baitup definitely in front of Crystal Smith, but what will be more importantly is you come down and get a wave on your own. I don't think the girls will want to be on a wave with 5 or 6 or 7 because it still is very tricky on that short up there, and you don't want people running into you. You want to try and get a wave on your own. Now I just see Hayley Baitup wash onto Crystal Smith. So they won't make 2 minutes. Yep, they're just running into each other, the 2 Northcliffe girls.
So that's Baitup. In fact, it is Smith on the orange ski. Colley has the green ski. So that's Baitup and Smith has probably just edged her.
Yeah, Crystal Smith's paddling very well. I mean, I know Hayley is a strong paddler, but she's come right up the inside of her, and she's got the perfect line here to make the most of the runs and the way in.
As we've talked about earlier, there is 6 Northcliffe girls in this final, and I know that the coach, Pat O'Keefe, he would just be telling them to concentrate the whole way through this race. Yeah. You don't let up, be focusing the whole way and just really working those transitions and just trying not to fall off.
And Crystal Smith has herself a wave. We just saw her paddling onto it a moment ago, and this is going to hold. This is going to be all the way to the beach. This wave's big enough to get right through this middle section She's going to have to work hard not to nosedive.
No.
She's actually been very lucky there. She's got a nice run right through that no man's land, as we see, and the girls behind are getting across there as well. So there's not a big gap in it. But what happens on the inside break is going to be critical. The girls behind.
In second position there was Kirsty Holmes. She's got herself into second. We should just point that out. Sorry, guys, just didn't want to jump in there, but that was a shot at Kirsty Holmes, who is in this group fighting out second place at the moment. But Smith is going to get up and run in a moment.
It is a handy lead for Crystal Smith. She's going to get up and extend that distance once she gets on her feet while the girls are still paddling and, still with their best leg to come last.
We've never seen a brother and sister win the Ironwoman Ironman double. Who knows? We're getting way ahead of ourselves, but one of the Smiths is running past Pete Calhoun. Pete.
And she looks focused too. Now, her brother won the open board. She would have been on a high to see Nathan win. She's now heading into the board, the middle stages of the Open Ironwoman Final of Australia.
Hayley Baitup is quick across the sand. She's got herself into second place at the moment, Hayley. She's very quick as we look back to the rest of this crew. And is that Lauren Mackay? It is.
Lauren Mackay.
Lauren Mackay from, she must have been one of those just to paddle onto that second wave.
And Collie there also with the green board, another great board paddler. And not a bad swimmer either.
Yeah. And Warlock's not far away either, and they're deciding to head south, most of these competitors, so they're going to try and go out in that rip.
Yeah, that sweep is really pushing, as you look out to sea, to the left-hand side, so they're trying to allow for the drift, so they'll end up right on the cans.
There's the current placing. Smith, Baitup, Collie, Mackay and Warlock, the South African, getting herself into the top 5.
That is a good effort from the South African. We haven't seen her here before, and she's doing a great job amongst this fantastic field.
Just behind them, both of you tip Cameron. She's sitting in 6th at the moment, so she's close enough. That's Chelsea McKenzie picking up her board back on the beach. She's a long way behind at this stage. There's some drama. There's some drama out to sea.
Getting hit by sets.
Again, they're in this critical zone, this heavy break on the inside here. Anyone sneaks a breakthrough here with the swim leg to come, it's a lot more controllable. As I've said all weekend, the craft are like corks that really bring everyone back and levels the field. See Hayley Baitup in the centre of the screen there, Crystal Smith just popping the board.
And this is the part of the race where the girls have been going around the cans, averaging about 15 times a day. Their bodies are just screaming. They're just screaming because they're full of lactic acid, and they just want to get through this break. But sometimes it's not always the way.
Well, Smith looks like she's through. Is kneeling up on her board, that pink board. That must be Hayley Baitup, surely. Yes, it is.
It's Hayley Baitup.
And another way for them to go coming, though, on this second break. Now, Hayley had to roll on that occasion, and Smith's been able to stay on her knees, so she may well catch a couple of board lengths out as a result of that.
See, Hayley Baitup's very much a competitor. I know she wasn't really on this weekend, but with the swim to come, she knows she has to go hard. She's not a great swimmer. Crystal Smith is. These guys are neck and neck, so one of them's got to try and make a break here.
And there's a ski paddle missing from somebody. So on the right-hand screen is Smith. On the left-hand screen, the pink board is Baitup. As we go out to Jimmy Walker, as we're getting a look at how big a gap there is back to 3rd and 4th. Jimmy Walker.
There is a big gap back to 3rd and 4th, but more importantly, the surf can be so cruel at times. I just seen Christy Munro just heading back into shore. I'd have to say her campaign is definitely over. And just coming into my view is Hayley Baitup and Crystal Smith. Now, they clashed on the ski, running into each other, going around the cans. I've just seen them bump one another on the board here. So don't think there's any Northcliffe friendly, hey, I'll help you, you'll help me. They are going for the prize crown of the Ironwoman as they're just coming into the first can here.
Well, I tell you what, it's just Northcliffe. It's Northcliffe everywhere. It's Smith, Baitup, Cameron, Collie in the top 4, and there's well, Munro, former champion here, and surf certainly hasn't been kind to her today. She's
looks quite distressed there. She knows she's a long way back, and as they say, anything can happen in surf, but she really has had a battering there in the ski leg.
This moment's bringing me back to last year when it was the final leg, when myself and Penny Turner, both club mates, were right next to each other. And yeah, it is. I mean,
no love lost there.
No, I mean, I wouldn't have been disappointed if Penny won. If something happened, but
you see Smith
that's just the way it goes.
A nice runner there to break away from Hayley Baitup. That's a handy little lead.
But isn't that amazing? We're going to the last leg of the Australian Ironwoman final, and we've got Northcliffe 1, 2, 3, 4 as we approach what will be the last leg, the swim leg.
I wonder what's going through Hayley Baitup's mind. She's got Crystal Smith in front of her, who's a great swimmer with the swimmer with the come, and behind her is Kirsty Cameron, who's another fantastic swimmer.
Yeah, now there's a huge wave about to bring Cameron into the picture, and it'll also bring Bait-Up down. It'll be 3 of them. It'll be Smith, Bait-Up and Cameron, all on the one wave.
It's going to turn into a swim race.
This will be interesting to see if they can actually link this wave through all the way through to the beach. It's sort of going through a filling section here over the deep water. It looks like they'll get right across it.
Gee, Hayley Bait-Up's going to have to work hard. She's going to have to pick a set of heels and stay on them. And the way out, try and get a drag, and then hope for a wave on the way back, because
I know she's very tenacious competitor, but these girls are fantastic swimmers.
Unbelievably tenacious, and if she was to outswim these 2 girls today, it'd be one of the great victories. There's no doubt about it.
Yes.
And sometimes those special moments can come from within. What she will do, though, is put a bit of a gap between herself and the others in this transition. She's the fastest across the sand. Let's go down to Pete.
Bait-Up is now lifting, and Cameron's trying to stick with her. Smith is trying to hang on. She's used a lot of energy in the first 2 legs, says Smith, and Bait-Up is now trying to break away as they head towards the swim. They're heading towards the final leg of the Open Ironman Championship of Ironwoman Championship Australia, and there's no one in 4th. 4th hasn't hit the beach.
Yeah, the good news for Smith, of course, is, though, you're going from your fastest section to the slowest, even though there's a 50-metre gap between her and the other 2 at the moment. The minute they start to duck dive and then swim, she will close that to about 5 metres if she puts the big ones in right now.
Seems to be a bit of a gutter there and then a bank, so I think they're going to have to be duck diving and then getting up and wading, so that is going to take a lot out of them because they are already tired.
You see them dolphin diving there across that shallow inside gutter. Now they're up and wading, lifting the legs. The heart rate's screaming right now, but they know they have to keep going.
And there's Lauren Mackay in 4th. Now, the interesting thing too, Smith, as we look back out to the ocean, Smith has decided to go much further south. She's probably gone 20 or 25 metres further south. She's up and running as these 2 girls are duck diving, and we'll go back to Smith. There she is, just duck diving now. I think she's gone too far south for mine, way too far.
John, all 3 of these girls, and obviously Crystal by far the furthest to the south, are very far south of the swimming cans. They're hoping that they're going to get a big drift back across. It'll be interesting to see just how close they do hit on the cans once they get out the back.
There was your top 5. So we've got Laura Mackay from Collaroy splitting the North Cliff caps at this stage, and really they're the only ones that can possibly win. Mackay's a pretty good swimmer, but we'll just be interested to see how far this sweep brings them. Mackay's followed them as well. Would have been one of those moments where you consider to yourself, they've gone a long way south, I'm going to take this ocean on, I'm going to go straight.
Yeah,
and of course, you know, I know there's a big sweep there, Guy, but you would have been thinking to yourself, I'm a long way behind, this is my one option.
Should I take the chance? Yeah, so as we see with Kai Hurst, you know, he attacks straight head on, but you see Kirsty Cameron, she's already taken a lead away from Hayley Bait-Up, so she's obviously feeling well, and she's going for this title. We've got a few waves coming across this bank now. Maybe this volume of water will sweep them back to the north, and the running south has paid off.
Yeah, Christy Cameron, she was 2nd in the swim race today. She took out the board race, and she's out in front at the moment. That's her on the right of screen, Hayley Bait-Up on the left of screen, and we will get a look a little bit later on as to whether they do end up having to swim north to the cans, or whether the sweep brings them back. They're a long way south of the cans at the moment.
I think we have to remember that they're not going into this swim fresh. They're going into it tired, and they have to allow for a bit of a drag. You know, they're not going out maybe the same position that the surf race was, because they have to allow for this. So we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, you're better to be safe than sorry, really.
It is a long way out. It's a long swim. So, you know, that set that we did see come has pushed them a fair way to the north.
Don't think it mattered for the 2 leaders. It was more a question of, if you're in 3rd, do you follow them? Or do you think, no,
give yourself a chance.
I'm going to give myself a chance and go straight out. The 2 leaders, they had to do what they did, and there's no harm done because they're next to each other.
Certainly, yes. It was a safer bet there. You see Hayley Bait-Up on screen, just having a look ahead, looking for the boys, trying to sight those cans. The red and yellow can is the first one they're looking for. You see Hayley a little bit more on the left of screen there, I think, taking a more direct line to the first can.
This is a very surreal moment for them. You know, it's come down to this, the last 9 months of training, 6 days a week, 5 hours a day of just hard toil. So you could imagine their bodies would be screaming, but they'd just be listening to what they've done in the past. It's
quite interesting. There's a lot of water come through in that last set, and Kirsty Cameron has actually dropped back a little, or Hayley Bait-Up's drawn up alongside her and is taking a nicer, straighter line to the can. So if she can get around and give herself a chance at the waves at the same time, it could come down to body surfing.
And Jimmy Walker, you're at the cans. How are they lining up?
Hayley Bait-Up is lined up superb, but Christy Cameron is looking the better swimmer. So I think as they get right onto the can, I think she's going to outswim her. just if you pick me up, John, she's put half a length into her already.
Yeah, the thing to do, though, of course, she's close enough now to hop straight on her feet, and she's smart enough to do just that. That's what she's done. She's hopped on her feet. Now she'll try and conserve some energy, get a drag behind the faster swimmer, and then attack her as they come back in. This is going to be a big effort from Christy Cameron to put some space between herself and Hayley Bader at a time at the end of a long week's campaign when your insides are churning, you're not getting enough oxygen, the lactic acid is starting to build up. This is a big moment. This moment from here to the end of the string of cans is where this race can be won and lost.
Totally. This is where the 6-speed kick's put on. And I know Pat always used to tell me, if you're going to be going past someone that is a slower swimmer, just put the 6-speed kick on. Make sure they're not getting any advantage by getting onto your feet. Just burn them off so that you can just keep on going your way.
And there's the third place, Smith, on the bottom of the screen, making her way towards the cans. She went a long way south, and she's going to have to actually swim back north towards that turning can.
There's quite a gap back to Smith. I was surprised that it actually has opened up that far. You can see...
I think that was caused at the start, mate. I just think that decision to go so far south has just put her out of the race. Which is one of those areas. And look, you're tired, you've had a huge day. When you're tired and you're in a lot of pain, you can make a decision like that.
See Cameron trying to make a decisive move here. She's actually dropped Bait Up, but you know, Bait Up looks like she's trying to slide a little bit across to the south, to the rider screen there, to try and pick up a wave.
Jimmy Walker, how are they looking?
Yeah, Chrissy Cameron come around the can and got a little swell straight away, put a length, smashed it straight into her. But she's heading south. I think Hayley Bait Up definitely has to say, I'm going to go straight for the turning can, for the straight run in. But Chrissy Cameron's working the swells all the way back down north. She'll have a bit longer to run, but that's definitely where the waves are. And as for third place, well, that's daylight at this moment. But Hayley Bait Up's heading straight in, but Christy Cameron's just putting lengths into her at the moment. Here's a big one coming. I'm getting out of the way.
See Hayley Bait Up just getting on a wave here, almost straight over the top of Cameron. And she actually has connected her right through.
And she's held it. Hayley Bait Up is holding this wave. Now, she can pop out the front, she can't.
She's off.
But she did get a great 30 metres out of it, and that may well be enough. But of course, as she looks over her shoulder,
There's another one.
Another wave's coming. Now, can she pick this up broken? No, she won't. It's just filling up as it gets into that extra channel.
That surf, as they say, that's given her a nice handy advantage over the better swimmer. And I know this girl is a very competitive person. She's going to be going for it now, the hair standing up the back of the neck.
This will be one of the great wins if she can pull this off, given that she was going into her weakest leg against a girl that was going into her strongest leg.
Absolutely, but that just goes to show you that Iron women's strengths. They are tired after paddling and swimming, and sometimes the slower swimmer can tough it out and keep up with the faster swimmer.
Another wave coming. It's not going to sit up for Cameron, but it may well sit up for Hayley as she tries to force her way down. Can't, but there is a wave behind her. There's a wave behind her. Cameron's going to pull onto this one.
And it's a bad spot for Hayley Bait Up to pick this up broken, and I don't think she's going to be able to.
Did any of them hold it?
Yes,
Cameron's
she
got
did.
It through.
So,
Christy Cameron.
So we've had the lead change twice. Cameron back in front.
Hayley Bait Up, that's just snatching defeat from the jaws of victory, as they say. That's very unlucky there, but you know, she did have luck to get in front in the first place.
She was just in too deep a water to get enough enough pace off the bottom as she pushed off because she was in chest deep water.
See Cameron up and waiting, just doing a little bit of a dolphin dive there.
They're just exhausted.
It's a tough race. It's been long. It's been hard. Cameron's got a handler cheering her on there. She's up. She knows she's got this. She's trying to lift those legs and they're like lead.
Well, it's Australian Ironwoman Championship #1. She's never won it before. She's taking out her first gold medal in the blue ribbon event, and you'll see a smile from ear to ear in a moment. It's been a big weekend for her. It's been a big weekend for the family.
Big season for her.
It's unreal. Congratulations, Christy.
Hayley Bait Up had a great race there. Was lucky at one stage and then unlucky again to lose it. But, you know, second place for Hayley. As you can see Christy coming up the beach and just enjoying the spoils.
Christy Cameron, she's got time to smile, and in a moment she'll get a hug from Simon Harris, I'm sure. He'll be waiting down on the finish line to see her come over. He won a gold medal earlier today in second place.
He is.
There he is. In second place is Hayley Bait Up. For a moment, it looked as if she may have snatched it. Cameron then picked up the next wave. Cameron had been leading. It was probably a little bit of justice. In third place at the moment is Smith, but she's still got a bit of work to do. Let's go down to Pete.
What a race, what a season, what a result.
Yeah.
What a wave.
Oh, it was. I didn't know whereabouts. That swim was so hard then. It's just so choppy out there. The conditions are just so difficult, and I knew Haley had come down a wave on top of me before, but I managed to get another wave and pass her back again. And what a year!
Think about it, a childhood dream come true.
Oh, it's unbelievable. I know Carla's commentating this race, and she had a bit of a chat to me yesterday and inspired me a heap, so thanks.
And what a ding-dong battle it was with Haley. Haley, you did it all but win it yourself.
Yeah, it was obviously Chrissy's day today. I mean, we kept swapping leads at the end of the swim then, and I caught a wave and she was back and she caught a wave, so it's just the way waves go, you know. And we're all up there in the end.
And we can get Chrissy Smith, who's also exhausted from Northcliffe. Just a quick word. What about the Northcliffe teammates? What a phenomenal day for your club.
Yes, 1, 2, 3 it is for Northcliffe, with Crystal Smith coming over the line. What did you say to her, by the way, yesterday in that chat? Do you remember?
Yeah, I'd like to know, Carla.
I've got tears coming down. I can't talk.
There's tears in the commentary box. There's tears of joy on the finish line as well for this girl who's taken it out in marvellous form. The men are coming away shortly, but a great win to Cameron. We'll wait for Carla to settle down and tell us exactly what she said, and we'll let you know in a few moments. But officially, it's Northcliffe 1, 2, 3. Cameron bait up from Smith. What'll happen in the Ironman, we'll find out in a moment.